I'm really excited about this episode.
Me too.
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because I could beat you up because it's punk rock. Isn't that what punk rock is all about?
Sure.
Jumping around out of nowhere on a diagonal and attacking your friends in the middle of the street.
Attacking me. Yeah.
Attacking him.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we used to, back in the day, we met in our 20s, and we worked at an opinion research firm. Yeah, we both had Mohawks back then. And
we both collected toys.
And
secretly because then you were, toys. That was no.
Well, we were punk rockers and collecting
toys. That's just asking for it.
Freak. Goddamn nerds.
Yeah. And Labmonkey used to have giant horns sticking out of his head, made out of hair, not made out of horn.
Yeah.
And you offered me money for my Mohawk once.
I did, yeah, because I was making art out of my Mohawks. And so then I was like, well, how about I offer to buy yours? I offered you like $100, and you thought about it. And then by the end of the shift, you're like, no, I can't do it.
No. Now that I'm balding, I'll get $50.
Or I could have given it back to you. You could wear it.
So I learned.
You could have like a chin strap.
My God. Can you imagine? Well, this is episode 36 of Toy Surprise.
Correct.
And it's all action figures with Mohawks.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you something that I found out, did a little bit of research.
Same here.
And a lot of people think that the Mohawk is named that because of the Mohawk tribe.
Right.
But it's not. The Mohawk tribe has a similar type of haircut where it starts on the crown and kind of falls back and it's shaved in the front.
That's correct, yeah.
The Pawnee tribe have what we call the Mohawk haircut. And how the term Mohawk in terms of the haircut became associated with the Mohawk tribe is because there was a movie that came out in 1939. They fudged it all together and then it just became this thing.
A pop culture thing,
Yeah. And then in the 50s, the Mohawk, as we know it, was worn in the jazz scene as an act of rebellion in jazz clubs. Prior to that, this is so fascinating, in World War II, the paratroopers would wear Mohawks because they would shout Geronimo.
I heard it was an army thing, like certain platoons would all do it.
And then, of course, the Mohawk came about in the punk movement in about 1981.
Punk isn't just a new look. The punkers say it's just a new way to express themselves. And if us oldsters are horrified, consider how much more difficult it is to be outrageous today. Society is much more tolerant than it used to be, and after beatniks and hippies, you have to be a little more daring in order to shock. Besides, rebellion is a healthy part of growing up.
And usually the bad guys have the Mohawks, right? Usually, typically.
Usually, but I surprisingly found a lot of good guys.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, a lot of good guys that I have in this pile that have Mohawks.
All right.
But it is primarily a bad guy thing, and I think it's best a bad guy thing. I think they make the best bad guys as guys with Mohawks.
Yeah.
So today you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
And I'm the good guy.
Just for this episode.
Just for this episode. So I'll start.
All right.
Yeah. So we're going to start with Gremlins Stripe, who, of course, sported a Mohawk in the film in 1984. Yeah. And he was the most vicious of all the Gremlins.
Is it Gremlins 2?
Gremlins 1.
Oh, Gremlins 1.
Gremlins 2 had a Mogwai who also had a Mohawk,
he had a Mohawk
called Mohawk.
It was his name, Mohawk. Yeah.
And that is Mohawk.
Yeah.
So Mohawk actually has a little soft Mohawk. So there's Mohawk, and he's very mischievous and evil.
Like, plastic Mohawk.
Plastic Mohawk, well, which we're going to show you. Another one. Okay. So this is Mohawk from Gremlins 2. Okay. This is Stripe transformed into a gremlin in Gremlins 1.
That's right, yeah.
And this is a modern Mohawk that was never, a modern Mogwai that was never in the movie.
Oh.
And his name is Punk. And he has two Mohawks. And I had a Mohawk like that once back in the day. Oh, yeah. In the leopard side.
You could still do that.
Well.
You could kind of go.
I could, because it would bypass the bald spot, right? But yeah, so there's 3 examples of characters with Mohawks.
I've never seen this guy before.
Yeah, his name is Punk. He's my favorite gremlin. There's like
He wasn't in the movies.
No, there's a lot of expanded universe characters that are apparently, I don't know, who knows, but that's one of them. Punk with a Mohawk. So there's 3 monsters with Mohawks, and so 80s, right? Because Mohawks were
Yeah.
In the
Big
media,
80s,
the bad guys on the news, you'd see guys with mohawks.
It's very 80s.
You go downtown and you'd see punks downtown, and it was kind of like, oh, don't go downtown, you're going to get beat up. I remember going downtown in like 1984. I would have been 9, and I was going to buy some Chuck Taylors, and I went with my my great aunt, my mom's aunt, who was this little old Irish lady, Aunt Peg, who coincidentally, when I had a mohawk, would always ask me to cut it and grow it into a ponytail, which...
Put it in a ponytail.
Even if you put it in a ponytail, it'd be so much better than your hair all up in the air. Anyway, I remember her walking by and some punk was like, hey man, spare any change? And she was like, absolutely not. So you can cut your hair all like that? And then I just remember, I'm going to say it, I remember the punk looking at her going, off, ma'am. Like, just like, shut up, you're going to get us killed. That's funny. I love that. Ma'am. So polite.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was back in there. So, there's these guys, totally 80s. And, of course, wrestlers.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers, eh? You said that you held back because there's too many wrestlers with them.
Yeah, so many figures of wrestlers have mohawks because in the 80s, mohawks were intimidating, and why not have a mohawk as a wrestler?
Yeah.
So, we're going to start with the LJN figure of one of the coolest wrestlers from the 80s, the One Man Gang. So he sported a mohawk. He also had
ponytail.
He also had a ponytail. He would have pleased Aunt Peg. But he also, in real life, they didn't give him this detail. He had skull tattoos on the sides of his head. Oh. So he really looked like a Hollywood bad guy.
Yeah.
And so there's the One Man Gang. And then there's all sorts of current wrestling figures that have mohawks, like Sheamus has a mohawk, and characters like that. And I'm not going to get into all of them because there's just so many of them. Right. But the ones that, in my opinion, are the ones are the Road Warriors.
I can't believe the action of Animal and Hawk, what you did to Kurt Hennig, about the worst I have ever seen in professional wrestling.
The Mohawk, 2 mohawks, and then the other guy had one going down the middle. And as they describe it, they did that so they could plug into one another. Right? Don't ask. But these figures are current figures made in a retro style by Junk Shop Dog. If you are a wrestling fan and you have not checked out Junk Shop Dog, this guy's stuff is bang on the style of the old pulpy wrestling figures from Japan. And what he's done is he's taken contracts for guys who never had figures made of them and is making them. And these are...
I always like that when they extend.
Oh, it's so great.
Smart.
And here is Hawk and Animal. And he also has a ponytail. And 2 more really cool figures with mohawks.
Nice. The
Road Warriors. Now, when I was in Japan, I picked up a bunch of wrestling figures from the 90s. There's a store there that's just absolutely floor-to-ceiling wrestling toys and figures and masks and this sort of thing. And I got a figure of a guy called Tenzin that a lot of people won't know. And his hair was exactly that. It was a giant, crazy, dyed mohawk. And this counts as a mohawk when you shave just the size. I think that's the stripe down the center.
They used to call that a beaver hawk.
A beaver hawk, that's right. Yeah. I don't know where that came from, but
either do I, or beaver tail or
beaver
something.
Tail.
And there was also later on there was the death hawk.
Yes.
That's where you have like little bits
spikes that come out the side.
Little bits come coming.
And that's more a girl would do that. I did it. I had it, but I had it come out like a spike.
Right. Yeah. Typically, it's for women.
Yeah, but yeah, there's Tenzin with a mohawk.
Yeah, that's nice. I thought it was a through with the 2 colors there.
The 2 colors. So far we have a few figures with mohawks. Who do you have?
All right. One I was going to say that I don't have. There was these pencil toppers that were erasers, little punk rocker erasers.
Absolutely.
And they came in 3 different color mohawks.
The green guy.
Short, like sort of mohawk, kind of like this. There'd be a green one, green mohawk, red mohawk, and a purple mohawk.
I remember these.
Maybe a blue? Maybe there's 4.
Maybe
there's a blue, yeah. And it was just like a generic
They were like 25 cents at the IT store.
Yeah.
I completely...
Yeah. With a hole,
memory
with a
unlocked.
Hole in it, and it just popped on your pencil.
Yeah, memory unlocked.
And for some reason, a whole bunch of people would just give them to me while I worked at Decima.
Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You look like the guy on the end of the pencil.
I had a whole bunch of them, and now I don't know where any of them are. And I couldn't find them on the net.
Oh, man. You got to find them.
But they were everywhere.
They were everywhere.
I was 90s. Also, I was going to mention Storm.
Of course.
X-Men.
And I thought I had a Storm figure, but I don't have Storm.
I couldn't find mine. I'm not sure if I have one. I'm going to definitely look for one.
I'm positive I had one in there, and I tore the place apart looking for her. And of course, yeah, she was She's cool. When she had that mohawk in the
so,
80s, she was
I mean,
awesome.
she's such a badass character anyways, but with the mohawk, she was just so much
better.
So much better, yeah.
Speaking of Storm, I did find Rogue with a mohawk.
Oh.
So kind of a mohawk.
It was kind of, I think this is what they would call a faux hawk, right?
Faux hawk.
You kind of like...
Yeah.
You kind of scoop it up into a...
Yeah, so it's kind of a fake mohawk, but it's still sort of a mohawk.
Yeah, that's cool.
Show me a toy.
Let's see.
She touched them. She absorbed the powers of both of the LOD, and then they all passed out.
This is one I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Open him up.
We got Omac.
Oh, yeah. That's a true mohawk in the sense of
look at that big, like...
Big
mohawk. But they also gave him hair on the side, too, which is interesting.
Well, you know, he could have had the mohawk and then just kind of let it grow out.
Yeah, like I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And this is a Jack Kirby creation, Omac. It's the one-man army corp.
Like the one-man gang.
Yeah. They should be buddies. They should hang out together. And then there is always the you get a little pin, which is kind of cool. This is the Big Brother, or was it Big Brother or no, Brother Eye. And it was like this satellite that was up in the sky.
Right.
And it would communicate to him and tell him about his different missions,
right,
and give him extra powers whenever he needed them for whatever job he was on. It was a really weird comic, and it was really cool. One of my favorite. And then because there's like this
giant arm.
That's like a Build-A-Figure Mac. Look at that big thick mohawk on him, like almost like an impossible mohawk, but still pretty cool.
He may have had like thick hair.
Yeah.
That, you know, Mr. T style.
Yeah, it is very Mr. T.
Very Mr. T.
Oh, I didn't bring my Mr. T.
Mr. T from the A-Team, another figure with a mohawk.
Yeah, because he had a mohawk, but then it also went down.
He kind of had it like how Animal has it.
Yes, it kind of came down and back up a bit.
Yeah, and then went into his beard or something.
Yeah.
People started getting kooky with their mohawks.
Yeah, but it was still a mohawk.
It's a mohawk. Yeah. Absolutely, it's a mohawk.
Yeah. Listen,
all right. What else you got?
I have... You could probably bring yours out at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
This is mutating Bebops.
Once upon a time in the sewer, there were 4 cute little turtles.
Who suddenly went through this incredible mutation process and became the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And then there was a sweet, charming rock musician.
Who goes out of control, changes and mutates into Bebop.
Oh, my. Look, they've decided to play together. And of course, they all live happily ever after.
Now they
Fun playmates.
And guess what? He also has a ponytail.
Yeah, mohawk and ponytail. This is the human version, so it's supposed to flip around, but
the head's gone.
Bebop's head's gone. So
well, that's the head you want.
I like this head. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah,
kind of looks like the pencil topper you were talking about.
This is a cool figure because look at this. This opens up.
You can flip his arm, his hand.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, there. And then there's the 2 hands in there. This one flips out. And this also flips out. You can see there's weapons that flip out of the...
Oh, that's cool.
Out of the boots, eh? Yeah, he's cool, eh?
Yeah, he's amazing.
He's got a skull necklace and he's got a little...
Dagger.
Little dagger.
Yeah, he doesn't have that on the figure, but he's very cool.
Yeah.
So, he's got his mohawk. Get your hair cut!
Let's put over here, 6.
Yeah, put them next to one another. All right. Bebop. Of
Bebop.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
It's interesting how many have the mohawks and the ponytails.
It's so weird.
We've got 3, right? Or 4.
4.
And if Rogue, if you
5.
want...
Yeah, it's a weird little thing.
Interesting.
I don't know where that comes from. I don't think I've ever really seen anyone with
I've never
that.
seen anyone in person.
Not in
with
real
a
life.
ponytail.
Oh, I would be very upset if I saw that.
Someone would run up behind them and cut it off.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. That's almost as bad as this punk guy that used to come around the bistro. The bistro was a dive bar we all drank at.
Across from Stinky D's.
Yeah, in Toronto. I mean, this place still serves $10 jugs of beer. And at the time, it was $3 tall cans, and you also got 2 shots. It was $3. And you'd go in there with $20 and you'd get carried out. Anyway, that being said, this place is notorious.
That's usually where you would stumble out. And
there was an attack.
I'd be on my way to Sneaky D's, and you would come out.
Oh yeah, you went to the safe space. That was Sneaks, which was still a dump. I went to the one that got attacked by by boneheads one night, and they set off bear pepper spray, and the police showed up, and it
Yeah,
was
the police
just
is always there.
constantly being tried. Anyway, this place, I don't even know what I was going to tell you about it. The bistro. What was I talking about? It'll come back to me.
Something about drinking and how cheap
But
it
there was
was.
something to do with Mohawks. I said Mohawk, bistro, and
Well, next toy.
we'll have to get to that toy. These are, of course, from Droids, the cartoon, which made the heroes have Mohawks.
Huh.
And they tried to make it sort of 80s and
Fun
and different. So there's this guy with his little thin Mohawk.
He's got a ponytail.
He's got a ponytail.
He's got a ponytail.
He's got a ponytail, as does this guy.
Wow.
But wait, there's more, because on this side of his head, he has hair. He's a sort of a half-hawk,
A half-hawk.
right? So
Interesting.
these guys, and then Gila Mall has weird bihawk with braids.
hair on the sides and braids.
So it's a very weird version
That
of the
is
Mohawk.
the weirdest one out of all
of
these.
them.
Almost tied with this guy here. That
Yeah.
was like weird and cool.
But really cool.
yeah.
You know, really cool. It's almost as if they didn't want to give punk rock any real credit. They were
Yeah.
just kind of taking,
they were trying to do it, but trying to hold back.
back and make it
Because
safe.
when you show this the bald, like the skin on the side,
Yeah,
then
that's
it's
where
like
it becomes dangerous, right?
yeah.
I mean,
If you
and he's
cover it up with hair, then it's okay somehow.
yeah.
You're like sort of punk.
So what was I gonna say about the bistro?
I don't know, man.
I started to talk about the place and Mohawks.
Look at this guy.
I don't know. Oh, he's amazing.
Cool, eh?
I've never seen him before.
This is from the Exchangers line.
Okay.
This is terrorize.
and again, he's kind of got the
Yeah,
Mr.T. sorta.
He's got a mohawk that starts off sort of skinny and then goes kind of fat on the back, and then it's got these ribs going through. It's almost like a robot type mohawk.
It's a Robock.
yeah, rohawk.
Rohawk.
It's a rohawk. Yeah, and he's got little ear cups too, which is
Okay.
kind of interesting. So yeah, I
But
think he fits in.
again, sure does.
Yeah,
Sure does. If Mohawks didn't exist, he wouldn't be styled that way.
it's true. Yeah. Well, I also found
I got something cool here.
some troll dolls. Saw them online. I don't own any.
Yeah,
The rust trolls. Yeah, they kind of shave the sides and there'd be like short hair and then long hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the one figure line that never existed was Mad Max back in the 80s. And so G.I. Joe made the Dreadnoughts, who I just, in my mind, remember them all having Mohawks, but they don't. They have weird hair or ponytails.
There's one that kind of looks like you, right?
One that kind of looks like me,
Yeah.
kind of mixed with Mad Max. kinda.
Yeah.
But I did find a couple of them that do have Mohawks.
Oh, you know who?
So-
you know who does have mohawks? Is
Who?
the corpse. The one.
Well,
that
I'm going to pull him
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah. So here
the
is
copycat.
here is
Jenny.
one of the Dreadnoughts with a Mohawk. Kinda again, his hair is grown in and the Mohawk is there.
He's got the beard
That
and-
is
yeah.
Ripper. This is obviously a full Mohawk. That's Zartan, second release. Okay, so there's two Dreadnoughts. And then the Core, which was a knockoff line of G.I. Joe,
Yeah, there was
had a
there was
guy
bunch of
called
them.
Whispering Willie.
Right.
I want to get a shirt with Whispering Willie. There's a logo, like there's a file card image of him, like an illustration.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I want to get it on a shirt.
Yeah,
I want a
yeah.
Whispering Willie battle jacket.
That'd
And
be pretty cool.
they kept remaking them in different colors. But
Yeah,
there's
those are
two-
the ones I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, two Whispering Willies.
I have one of those. I don't know where it is.
And he, of course, was made to sort of fill the void of the Mad Max toy that did
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah.
And then there's another toy line. I thought I had the guy, but I don't have him. He's a punk from Tonka's Steel Monsters.
Yeah, I have that down here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have them, right?
I don't have him. I thought I had him. I don't have him, and I don't have the
have any of
female
those-
figure either.
I don't have any of those figures yet, but those are figures that I definitely want to
Oh,
start
they're
looking
so
for.
good.
I like the guy with the big mask. With the holes
Oh,
in it.
he's the great one. He's the one that looks like Lord Humongous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want that guy.
Yeah. Oh, I'll find you those. I find those all the time. I didn't know you want them.
Yeah,
But
I think
it's
I think I do.
the first four are easy to get. The other four are notoriously hard.
Right. I don't
it's
want any of
like-
the machines because they're too big.
Oh, they're
Like all the trucks, they're just too big. They're cool, but I don't have space for that
okay.
kind of.
You can
kind of
just
type
chill
thing.
out. Here, hold on. He's going to be passed out at the side of the road, like at the bistro. There he
Yeah,
is.
that's you right there.
There's me. Hey, Mysterion, what are you doing?
I have one more here, or I have a couple more. Guardians of the Galaxy, there's Yondu.
Yep.
And
Yep,
he's got
absolutely.
the red mohawk, and he's the one that can control arrows. Right?
Yep.
And he had a bow and arrow, so he's kind of like in the 80s, they were kind of making him like the native kind
Yeah.
of. You know, they would
That's
do that a
right.
lot in toy lines in the 80s. There would always be some guy that was kind of
And he would like speak to animals, or he was a
yeah,
tracker.
he was the
or
spiritual
something,
one, or he was a tracker, or he was like the weapon, the guy with the bow, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that Yondu was that character.
Sure.
Of Guardians of the Galaxy. And I found another one that I don't know this character. I don't really know Assassin's Creed, the video game.
I don't know.
But there's a toy of this guy called Connor. And he has a mohawk.
Okay.
That just came up in it.
So there's another guy with a mohawk.
Yeah.
Knockoff figure. Galaxy Fighters.
Mm.
Dino.
Yeah.
With a mohawk.
Is it Dino? Dino Man?
Dino
One of
Man.
them, yeah.
Dino Man with a little
But
mohawk.
yeah, I have the version where it's not a mohawk on top. It's more like a pickle that's on top of his head. It's
Oh, okay.
It's like an extra dinosaur.
Can I
lump.
start calling you Pickle Lump?
No.
Hey, Pickle Lump!
Another one I found was from the Savage Dragon. There's a she-dragon. She's got a yellow mohawk.
Reaction? Travis Bickle,
Oh, okay.
right? Taxi driver.
Yeah.
You
I
haven't
didn't
seen it?
realize there was a figure of him.
Talking to me?
I am.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And this guy. I think he's from Commando.
Oh, he looks great.
Yeah, he's great. I got him at Freelton for like $2 once. And I do believe he's from Commando. So he's, again, another Lord Humongous style Mad Max character with a blonde mohawk.
Yeah. Great.
From
Yeah,
Coleco's Rambo.
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Yeah.
His big whip.
He is the closest to that eraser.
Yeah.
Very, very close. The eraser that I'm thinking of is very close to Mad Dog.
Yep. So here's just, if you can think of other figures that have mohawks,
There are definitely more. So in the comments,
definitely let us know.
add some more in
There's
there.
a guy from RoboCop.
From the RoboCop cartoon.
That's right.
There's a whole line of made-up bad guys. I don't even know if they're in the cartoon.
Just guys with mohawks and weird, bad guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can think of figures, characters with mohawks that have toys, let us know in the comments. And yeah, look at this. When you get a haircut, get a haircut. Get a haircut.
Get a haircut.
Get a haircut, you. I'm not going to say the word.
Yeah,
get
we
a
can't-
job.
Yeah, we can't say the words.
Yeah,
we got called.
We
would
got
get
called.
Everything.
All right, our next episode is toys with 2 heads.
Yes, double headers.
Double. It's a different kind of toy channel.
2 heads.
Are always better than one. So we want more heads. So subscribe. This is just going right into the gutter, isn't it? We want more heads. We want double-headed toys. Guys, subscribe right now. If we can hit 700 subscriptions by the time the next video goes
Almost
up,
there.
I will shave my hair into a mohawk.
Ooh,
So there's the challenge.
there you go. Or a Byhawk, maybe.
Maybe no, I'll let him decide. It could be a combination of all the bad units. We'll perm my hair, put it in a wide one, do the ponytail.
Now, how about a ponytail off the front?
There we go.
like a unicorn. I want to see that. Please get to 700 so we can see that happen.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
It's Mad Dog and Havoc. We need Rambo.
Rambo's got a flamethrower! The heat's on! I'll use my shotgun, Havoc. Let's get our cycle! Here's your cycle! Got him!
Get Firepower Rambo and Mad Dog. Figures and Strike Cycle each sold separately.